It's time!
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is time for another episode of Noon with Nim, and this is a very special episode. I'm very honored to have this person here, and in honor of him, I decided to do something a little special. All of you may not know that I do have some Mexican heritage in me, but I don't speak Spanish all the time, but I'm giving it a try here. Al has promised not to laugh at me, so bienvenidos al mediodía con mis amigos. Hoy presentamos a el Almega mientras hablamos de los premios heroicos. So, welcome to Noon with Nim, my friends. We are featuring Almega today as we talk about the Heroic Awards, and I'm going to bring him on right now, none other than the man, El Jefe, behind Comic Crusaders, among so many other things, Almega. How you doing?
Wepa! Thank you for having me, my brother. I'm doing wonderful. How about you, kiddo?
I am doing great, man. I haven't gotten a chance to talk to you face to face in a while. I know you are a busy man. So whenever I get a chance to talk to the Almega, it's not just Almega, it's the Almega. I'm happy.
Wepa.
How's everything going over there on the East Coast before we get into this, brother?
Everything is wonderful. Today is a beautiful day, wonderful weather. The sun is out. The heat is rising, baby. You can go out and drive with your windows down, pump that music, and there's some, how the lovely species that I love is. You feel a little heat, start dressing a little bit nicer, the visuals are amazing around the hood.
You gonna ride around town with the top down and look at the ladies? Is that what you're gonna do? So
forget about it. I wish I had a joints like California, have them start going over.
Meanwhile, it's raining here in Southern California, as in Elm Street, as you can see where I reside. So yeah, it's raining.
It's always a nightmare in that hood.
Awesome. So as always, for everybody out there, this is show number 2. Last week we featured Lori Calcaterra talking about Path of the Pale Rider. Go check that out right now on Comic Crusaders YouTube channel. Make sure you hit comiccrusaders.com. Click like and subscribe on the video. Every bit helps, and we appreciate it so much. Send us your comments too, man. I love to see those. And as I said, we are talking today with Al about the Heroic Awards. Now, I saw you post this on social media. I think it was last week. It was the first time I saw it. I know you're going to be doing this at C2E2. And that is all I know. So for everybody out there, first of all, what are the Heroic Awards?
Heroic Awards is by indie for indie. It is a celebration of independent creators across the board. I mean, we've had over 200 submissions to this. We got 100 judges that are specific to that criteria that are present. I mean, it's going to be amazing. I mean, hopefully, well, we're hoping here, and a big shout out to Rick, the man that it is kind of gluing all this together, and building an army of a team that are just doing this again to celebrate indie. So he noticed, he says at times how, people, shops and whatnot being hesitant with some indie creators, right? Maybe with a platform like this and working with great partners, and let me tell you, great partners all want to be involved, this is what I think is big. And again, being done at C2E2, a wonderful platform by Repop. So, it's no joke. So hopefully this could impact them, as a form to recognize them, celebrate them, the achievements in the creators that have submitted. For those that didn't know, again, we're hoping that this year 1 will be an amazing success. That way, next year, we want more than 200 submissions. Let's go.
Awesome.
Let's go. We got multiple levels, but hopefully, again, this is gonna increase visibility for you guys. We're working on awesome swag bags, for the winners. Awesome statues. We also have, with some partners, possibly some ideas to help them in their journey, to hopefully, land onto bigger platforms, if you will.
So our submission's still open? I guess that's the first question.
I think at this, well, I know that it's going to be a fan vote, so I gotta ask Rick, where the submission is. If we still have it, I know there's going to be a fan vote, so maybe that's the open submission. I'll clarify with Rick. So again, this is all new and everything's all in building stages, but the point is that it's going to happen. That's the fact.
So you are going. You now. I'm not going to tell you everybody where he's based out of, but I know that Al is on the East Coast. The Bat Cave is out there on the East Coast. How did you get involved with C2E2? I mean, you're going out there and you're going to be hosting this thing. That's awesome.
Yeah, I have interviewed Rick a long time ago. It's like the same thing that happened when I got the movie role. You know what I mean? I interviewed an actor. A couple months later, someone reached out, gave me an opportunity because they dug my energy, and Rick felt my energy too. He said he saw my passion for indie. I think everybody knows that. Come on, with Comic Crusaders podcast on Good Pods is actually #1 for the crowdfunding platform. You know, definitely on a journey to help indie and get those voices out there. So, you know, thank you for everyone that listens on that particular platform, making us #1 there. So again, as you know, I've always been in support of indie. He saw my energy. He goes, "Hey, would you like to do this?" So I'm doing more than just MCing, of course. In the back end, I'm hoping to hopefully gain some sponsors. I don't know if ASAP had an opportunity to pitch in, but if they didn't, again, you know, I reached out to ASAP. You know, my homies out there, see if they want to drop in some type of sponsorship on a swag bag or you know, again, we're open to that. I mean, if you want to donate and sponsor a statue, you know, as well, because there's going to be 11 categories dropping. So, you know, best colors, lettering, you know, indie comic creator of the year, lifetime achievement, which, you know, I think for the first year, we're going to do something very special with that.
Okay, cool. Very cool. So, for everybody who's not familiar, who is Rick? So let's.
Rick the Reed, he's an independent comic book creator, Bloodlines, but he's also been passionate in the industry overall. He's worked in events and stuff like that, managing stuff like that, and he again just saw and recognized that something was missing. And the fact that, you know, he reached out to C2E2 and a couple of other shows, of course, but C2E2 was the one to say, yeah, wonderful idea. We're in for this. So, I mean, to have a room at C2 again, you know, a repop show, I'm absolutely ecstatic about that.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, I know that there are smaller awards. I mean, the big kahuna is the Eisner Awards, obviously.
Yeah.
But you know, it's hard to get love as an indie in the Eisner Awards unless you're a big name, you know, a big name.
Yeah.
So, you know, and there are smaller ones, but you win that award and it's cool, but not a lot of people hear about it. So to have a room at C2E2, I mean, that's a big get for you guys.
Oh, it is. It's going to be amazing. Again, I mean, not going to be the biggest room. I believe holds up to, he said 300 people maybe. So hopefully we could pack her in there, have great people show up in the room, you know, hoping to get the backdrop and all. But again, it's to honor our gente out here on the mission, like you, Nam, the people from, you know, ASAP, you know, Scout, Vault, you know, or just the Uber indie that are doing the Kickstarter project, because of course those are in there. I mean, it's everyone across all sides and everything. You know what I mean? It's just, you know, we're not. It's about the project, the book. You know, is it a great project? You know what I mean?
And the passion is out there. I mean, like I said, for everybody. Our first show for New with Them aired last week. It was Lori Calcaterra doing her trade for the first issues of Path of the Pale Rider. She crowdfunded it, met her crowdfunding goal in 2 hours. You know?
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So the people are out there.
Yeah, and again, let me let you guys know that we have judges that are evaluating categories that are within their expertise. All right. So it's not Joe Schmo off the street, you know. We have people that, you know, if you are they're letterers, you know, these particular judges, guess what they're going to be judging. You know what I mean?
And everybody, make sure you check out the show notes down below. I will work with Al behind the scenes, and we will get, if submissions are still open, we will get that and put that in there, or we will get you some links. So
all right, so you know, just looking up some info as I get it. We're gonna be launching an award season with the People's Choice Awards, right? So it's gonna be an online tournament. It's gonna start March 15th, March Madness style, and you can vote for your favorite indie creators and help them win. So that'll be, I believe, on the H.E.R.O.I.C platform, and you know, we're gonna be voting in those brackets, okay? So then the official ceremony is gonna be held April 27th, okay, at C2E2. You can join us in person, but guess what? If you're not able to join in person, we have an amazing array of media partners that will be broadcasting this to their channels, myself included. All right. So you'll be able to see it, even though you can't, and comment and show love. All right. So you definitely don't want you guys to vote when it comes to that. All right. So crash that party. We're going to have fun. It's going to be the real deal. We're going to have great. These statues, are big. Rick says they weigh about 5 pounds each.
Sweet. And we will make sure. I mean, I'll get that in the links. I'll get that information down there in the show notes for all of you. Make sure that you vote for your favorites. So, I mean, that begs the question, what qualifies as indie? I mean, this seems to be one of those questions that it's hard to pin down. I mean, because if I'm going out there and let's throw a name out there that I'm sure you love. If I'm buying a comic from Rob Liefeld off of Crowdfunder, is that an indie comic? Or if I'm buying a comic, so.
I think that's definitely based on the judges, but what I'm hoping is it's not going to be those big guys. You know what I mean? Well, yes, they deserve their praise, no disrespect. What I'm saying is that I believe that this show is going to be geared more towards those that need to get their voices amplified, their artistic writing skills, their artistic skills, their book, get that amplified, hopefully, and start getting names out there and make something else again, because we have great partners involved as well, and the list keeps growing.
Cool. Now, is this purely comics, or are we doing other genres?
Purely comics.
Purely comics. Okay, cool. Now, question about the name. Does Heroic Awards, does it mean heroic? Or are we talking an acronym here?
No, it is an acronym. Hold on. What was the breakdown that you got to do? So I know Rick as well. He definitely did a breakdown. Let me see if I can open that doc up real quick. But yeah, that's actually good. But yes, it is an acronym. Is it this one over here? Let's see. Listen, he has me with a lot of paperwork over here. Plus, me, I'm a neat mother effer, and I like to wrong one. Shit. All right, I'll find it. So,
yeah.
Any other questions on it though? Because it is like, what do you feel as an independent creator? You think this is a good idea, something to move forward on, celebrate? I mean, 200 submissions, 100 judges.
I'm excited about anything that can highlight indie. I'm excited about, and it's like I preach indie all the time, just like all of you. I'm going to give a shout out real quick, but if you go to Any One World through ASAP, there's tons of indie creators that are doing the hustle, man. They're pushing their stuff. So, and I love this for indie creators because nothing against the big names that have stepped away from the big companies. They're doing their own thing. I think that's great, and it's allowing them more creative freedom, which I think is great as well. But the new voices need to be heard too and recognize them. I think this is a great idea. So,
Thank you.
So yeah.
Let's see. Did I land it on time? Oof. No, I didn't. But check it. I'll tell you the categories though. So.
Okay.
Make sure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. All right, but best colors.
Cool.
Best letterer technical.
Okay.
Best line art. Best cover art.
Best what?
Best cover art.
Okay. Now line art. Are we talking pure pencils, or are we putting ink in there as well? So.
I want to tell Rick that he needs to hang out with you, and he'll answer that even more. But
okay.
Best character, all right. Best writing, publisher of the year. That's all types of small presses there along the indie comic book community. Comic book of the year,
cool.
Right? People's choice. Lifetime achievement, and like I said, that's going to be something special. But we were discussing timelines, and I'm going to ask your opinion in a moment about that. Just to feed that into their brain. And lastly, the indie creator of the year.
I love it. I love the idea. And now, are these awards going to be annual at C2E2 every year? Is that the thought?
Well, we want to do the first of C2E2. We hope it's success, but we will look to be able to be a traveling show, not stuck to one that way a lot of people have opportunities, and hopefully we can meet all these different creators that are all over our beautiful country.
Very cool. Very cool. So you said you had a question for me. Let's bring it. Bring it on.
All right, the term lifetime achievement, particularly in the indie space, to you, what is the lifetime in indie comics for you to say, okay, that's the respectable amount of time in the game?
I mean, I think it all depends. I think it depends on your body of work. Obviously, it depends on time, the amount of time you've been involved. I mean, that's part of it. I think part of it is how much you've created to growing the indie space. I mean, I'm not a judge or a voter, but and he's grown beyond indie at this point, obviously, because he's huge. But if it were up to me, I think the very first Lifetime Achievement Award should go to the guy who created Image. So Todd McFarlane, who Image is now.
Let's worry about that. Like I said, we have ideas that we want to toss out because I think it's only fair for the first that there's too many people that we gotta thank. So let's thank. So we don't know, maybe that or pick the one. And we're trying to get good guests as well to present. Even though I'll be emceeing, we're gonna have presenters. It's gonna be an event, folks. We're gonna look good. That's we need you guys' support on every scale. For real, if you guys want to make monetary donations, we take that so we could get, equipment out there, pay for shipping on stuff. Cause it's gonna be the right thing. We're gonna have a lot of fun,
Yeah, but indie comics, I mean, I think there's a lot for Lifetime Achievement Award. It really depends. I mean, I don't think you got to say, oh, you have to have been in it 20 years because honestly, I mean, if we're going back 20 or 30 years, it's going to be hard to see someone who was true indie for all that time. I could think of a few, why am I blanking on the guy who's the creator behind like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? And
Peter Laird and Eastman and them.
Yeah. So that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it for me, if I was a judge or a voter, I would be voting on, obviously being in it and doing it. But also how much you contributed, not only that, how much you brought.
So, all right. So you're telling me, for example, just saying, if somebody made a huge impact, but they've only been in the game 10 years, but based on their impact, that should matter?
Oh, yeah. That's
the length of time.
Especially if you grew indie and you got the name of indie out there and you helped grow it, not only for yourself, but you left coattails that others were picking up on. I think that's a big deal, so. Because it's about achievement. I think that's the thing, you don't have to, it's the body of achievement there. So there are people who have come in here and I'm not faulting these people at all, but there's a lot of people who've seen what indie is and they've come in here with their hustle to make some dough, and get away from whatever. And that's cool. I'm down with that. But then there are people out there that are pure crusaders for the cause, that are out there doing their thing. So yeah.
That's all right there. Now, I finally found it. H.E.R.O.I.C stands for honoring exceptional renderings of independent creators.
Nice.
Whereby?
Nice. He must have been in the military before to come up with an acronym like that, man. So, holy crap.
Yeah, but again, it's all about one thing: our people's voices heard on a greater scale, not just podcasts, but honoring them. Because I know a lot. I'm pretty sure a lot of the people that submitted I've probably spoken to. I'm pretty sure. And I'm excited to maybe hopefully meet if they get to go.
Are these global awards or is this purely?
Oh yeah. Again, it's independent. If you submit, it'll be global. If they can't be there, we're hoping that that we could figure something out for them to be able to participate. From their great distance. So again, we're trying to make this serious, and again, that's why we need all the support, all the love. Listen, even if we can't support monetarily, we need the good energy, the good vibes.
And I know there are lots of social media posts going up out there. Everybody look for hashtag H.E.R.O.I.C Awards. That is out there. Check that out. Make sure that you are paying attention because, like Al said, they're going to have that People's Choice Tournament going on starting in March, and then those are going to be going out in April. So at C2E2, and they're going to be broadcast live on numerous places, including this channel right here. Maybe I could even get a gig commenting as they're doing it, because I know this man right here is going to be the MC for Heroic Awards. So
yeah, you know what? Maybe if you want, you could be my man on the chair on the feed that day.
cool.
Hey, how about that? You get to watch it from the back end and do like Gorilla Monsoon style commentary in the background.
Although if you do a run in and hit me with the steel chair, I'm warning you, I'm coming for you. So there it is.
You're the last man I hit with a chair in that place.
Look at that award, Mean Gene. I've never seen anything like that in my life. So,
oh man.
Do awesome. A little Jesse Ventura. So just asking questions. So
yeah, but again, we hope this is a success though. That's what I'm excited about, you know, pushing the positive, the good stuff. And if this is big again next year, hopefully it's bigger, more people get to participate and submit their books and hopefully pass the criteria that the judges have. And again, those are conversations that you can have a little bit deeper with Rick, as he's much more involved with that process. Me, I'm on the side of making sure that the show's going to be fun. People are aware of it, spreading that gospel. And thank you, you know, and them for allowing me, you know, space on only your second show, baby. I want this to be called Nooners with Nim. Doesn't that sound sexy? Where?
I think Mrs. Nim might have a problem if I call it that, though. She's like, what the hell is going on over there? So, Blind Adam will be coming on this every weekend. He'll be like trying to come on the show all the time. So
the Nemesis having OnlyFans. Maybe that's where it's called Nooners. Where? All right.
Hey, Richie out there, if you're listening, if you're watching this, you are always welcome on the show. Hit me up, man. I will get you on a Noon with Them, and we will talk about Heroic Awards again. And that goes for everybody else who's watching. If you've got,
he's an independent creator. I think you vibe with homie. He's a great dude, great energy, a serious creator. That just that's what I'm saying. He understands coming from the indie perspective, and the way that he has built his Voltron here, if you will, for the Heroic Awards. A big salute to the big homie and everybody involved.
Yeah, and that goes to anybody else who's watching. If you're an indie creator, or hey, if you're a mainstream creator, you want to come on here and talk about your work of any type. I'm not restricting it just to comics. If you're an artist, if you're a musician, if you're a movie maker, I want to talk to creative people in this space, and that's what we're going to do. And we're going to be featuring those people and get them out there. So now, as always, Noon with Them is a little different. You saw it last week. You saw it this week. We don't bury the lead. We put everything, the important stuff that we're trying to push, the promo stuff right up front, because, hey, we're creatives. We want to talk to the creatives and talk to them and find out about them, but we want to get them business as well, man. So we're pushing the promo stuff right up front because that's the nuts and bolts. That's what we're doing here. We want these people to get their business. But I would be doing a disservice to my viewers here if now we didn't transition into talking about Al Mega, the man, the myth, the legend. So first of all, we hit on this a little bit. How are you doing? How's everything going up there? I know that you and Klep of Critics are shacking up there together in the best way, not in that way. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But how is Massachusetts finding you, my friend?
Well, Massachusetts is finding me amazing. Having the studio space, and now that the weather's getting better, being able to get back out there, and just be in a creative space. So I can't wait to really start working out in the studio, get those, guests there, at least record them. I'm gonna probably have to record them because the internet ain't great. Come on, Putnam, Connecticut, get me that good internet. What's popping? I need
that
broadband.
Right? You're Connecticut, Massachusetts. So
well, I live in Mass, and I'm borderline. I the first time I lived in Mass, I was also borderline. I lived in a town called Blackstone, and 5 steps away from Rhode Island, but I was in Mass. So now I'm kind of almost the same situation. I'm like basically 10 minutes off the border of Connecticut.
I got lost in the woods in Rhode Island once while in the middle of the night, which is one of the scariest things that ever happened to me in my life. I thought the headless horseman was coming for me, man. So, okay. So you're there. You were doing all of these creative things. You're always a busy man, but tell me what you're working on now, because I saw that the Al Mega and his siblings have a podcast now, which I was shocked. I didn't even know about this. So what is going on with you?
I've been asking these guys for a minute. I used to help Chris with the Chris Crash, and so, but we've been trying to get Danny, because he's a amazing cosplayer. He's also been in some independent horror films. You know what I mean? He's a musician. So we've been trying to get him on there. And he finally decided, okay, let's do it. These guys got Mondays off, and I get off early, so I said, let's rock it. And they finally decided to do it, so it was fun. So I've been having fun, creating the intro, the outro. That's my music too. You hear that? All that music is my music. I
Sweet.
mean, right?
And is it on the Comic Crusaders channel, or is this something?
Yeah, it's on Comic Crusaders, and then I have it pushed into the particular Facebook page and the Twitter for the P3 podcast, or the P3 pod, is the handle.
And make sure you look at the show notes. I'm going to put the social media down there for the new podcast, so you can check that out.
Yeah. So the first one is just kind of, you get to see our energy or whatever, but we get more in line, and we're definitely, my Chris is all about toys and sneakers and shit like that, fashionable and collectibles. Danny's all about wrestling and horror movies, and then me, I'm gonna be tossing just crazy shit in there. Like I asked them, that day, like, what do you think? Is Trump gonna win? They were honest about it. We don't even mention little things like that once in a while, If we stir shit up, we're just being honest, folks. Don't get mad.
Is it fair to say that your brother was a fan of? They called him Gangrel in the WWE, but he's really a warrior from the Indies. So
he's just a fucking sicko. This guy has a collection of masks, toy wrestling. That's a wrestling mask. He even got a mascaras, from Mexican wrestlers.
Yeah.
That he's trying to get all signed. I mean, he's insane with this shit. And he does makeup too for Halloween. Like, you can make you look like a zombie now anytime you want.
So if he came down here and I took him to go see some luchadors down in Tijuana, he'd be okay, right? So.
Oh, bro, listen, he used to be also another thing. See, my brother's a talented. So Danny was also an underground wrestler. So I saw him wrestle in the rings, and he had a cool move on the ropes and shit, he's the biggest dude, so he was getting trounced around, but he would pull off the Rey Mysterios, and win.
See, I would pull the chancla move, man. So I'd run to the edge of the ring and then chuck the chancla and knock him out.
I see it now. People will wonder, why does this wrestler wrestle in sandals, and all of a sudden when the referee ain't looking, he takes it off. It has an iron heel. The chancla with the iron heel. Oh shit!
Yeah, and then you put it back on, and they're like, "What is happening? I can't believe it."
It's just a slipper. What are you talking about?
See, call us. Call our booking agent. My booking agent is Almega. Call him. Call me up.
Let's go, man. We're gonna name and chancletazo. What are you waiting for, WWE? Let's go. Listen, one guy wrestled in WCW apparently only lasted 2 days. They made a big hype, had 2 matches, and was gone.
Wow. So, all right. So music. So you're doing music now. So how is that going, man? What are you up to?
I'm having fun. Damn. Yeah. All right. I took kind of February a little bit off, mental health. And I think everyone, listen, if you do podcasting a lot, take 1 month off out the year. Just 1 month. Just, I did stuff in between for people I like, you know what I mean? But mostly I try to chill this month for mental health, and I feel great. And, and when I have that time, I get to just chill and play with the tools that I have at hand. And let me tell you, nothing better than making music. Just sitting down, and I'll smoke a spliff and come back over here and just start thinking. All right, start putting some music together. I'm just having a blast.
I should have done some best of edits for you, man, while you were out for the month. So take the best of Al Mega podcast to broadcast during the week. So take a I don't know. Was a lesson from Howard Stern where you used to take a month off and you do the best of shows and stuff. So.
Yeah, I get it, but it's true. Everybody needs that. Mental health is needed. It's real, not for nothing, not bragging, but we get a lot of requests over at Comic Crusaders. Not just, it's not myself, the team as a whole, and the team is working, so there's a lot of things to do. You know what I mean? So, over here, I'm with 4 screens. Over there, I got 6 screens. It's like, I'm screened up everywhere all the time, working. So sometimes, it was nice to have this time, and I'm excited for next month because we have Geek Fest, and a big shout out to Bill. We have a lot of the filmmakers that are part of the tour this year that I'm going to be speaking to. I don't know if any of the Cinema Crusaders would be interested in checking out some of the films with me and chatting with some of those amazing creators.
We're always down for that. We're all busy, but we're always down for looking at all that stuff.
And also, hey, maybe we could do what we did last year and have a voting show.
Yeah. Thank you for mentioning Cinema Crusaders. That show is doing well.
Cinema Crusaders is amazing. You guys are effing rocking it. Y'all bring unique movies, and let me tell you, Bobo and the Toyverse used to rule on Comic Crew, but guess Cinema Crusaders just came out of nowhere, and now Cinema is spanking Toyverse.
I will say this: I haven't announced it on my X account yet because I've been busy this week myself, but one of our Cinema Crusaders, Lance Lucero, has a new movie in pre-production, Captain Holt Saves the World. And I have my own entry on IMDb yet as a military technical advisor on the film. So
hey, so we're both on IMDb, another hey, but Wolfpack sitting over here, pop, yeah. There we go, baby.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty crazy. I was like, you can actually search my name on IMDb. I was like, what the hell is going on there?
And guess what? I think I have the podcast there. You could put your credits. All right, let me see what I could do. I think I can even add you. If you're there, I could add you to one of the shows as a host that way, and then you could pick it up on yours. Have yet another credit.
Yeah. Oh, well, I got to claim
the podcast. You got to build this up, baby. You got to build up Nemesis. He's going to be one of the greatest writers that Hollywood needs right now. He's not a fucking hack. He actually knows how to write.
Hey, I'll tell you right now, I want to get in on the H.E.R.O.I.C awards if there's a way. So, but that is for top.
If there's a way, you're a Crusader. We had one other Crusader that was a beautiful surprise. He's going to be also streaming on this platform. Tommy, World of War Comics. So he's part of the media partners team. So again, if you're going to be my man on the chair, I want you part on that, so that way you can also preach about it. And if there's any ways that Rain Cross wants to get involved, or if you get in Paul's ear if they want to get involved, if they didn't get a chance to submit, but have a sponsorship level on the swag bag would be great, We're
going to be
offer opportunity to publish the books, ideas, folks. Let's talk. Business,
we'll on that, and we are starting promo on the Blood World #1 Phoenix Throne coming up. We're that probably next week, leading up to crowdfunding and everything. And we're done with the book. We're just waiting on a few things, and then we're going to start doing all the promo on that. And I would love to get in on the awards and see about sponsoring stuff because. All of it. You got it. That's one of the things with indie. It's hard for all of us, but we got to do promo stuff as well. I know that I'm waiting to hear. I was a finalist for the Ink Awards for OPSEC, so I'm excited about that. So but all of this stuff. This is part of being in the indie game, for good or ill. Whether you like it or not, you got to wear all the hats. And this man knows that all too well. So
as you know, I do wear multiple hats. Webmaster. I've had to learn so much tech support, folks. These guys could tell you, but guess who defeated hackers? Oof! Yeah. Don't play with Mega, baby. I become Stu Wall. But I've had to learn a lot. That's another, folks. If you're gonna do this stuff, honestly, God, I'm a totally independent website. I'm not getting paid or owned by any, any large conglomerate. Totally independent, where I could put whatever I want on my website, be able to support whomever I want, and be able to, put side by side indie with big two, because guess what? To me, it's the same. It's just the same quality. It's just as beautiful. So I'm happy I'm able to do this, and for that, I'm not ever going to ask for any bread. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. So, question for you. So you got a lot of stuff going on, as always. Like I said, you're doing music, you're doing your podcast. You did some acting that you were talking about as well. How was that? How'd you enjoy that?
That was so cool. And this movie, Men of the Fall, is winning awards on the independent film circuit like crazy. I'm like, this is wow. And big shout out to Steven Sorrentino, the man behind it that produced and directed the film and acted in it, of course, the main actor. He's like, oh, people have been asking about you. I was like, what? Are you serious? Oh man, I'm not. It's nerve wracking. It's crazy, but I'm excited to see what the future holds, and hopefully this will go somewhere. So let's see. I want to do more movies. Let's go.
Yeah. So what is your plan for the rest of the year? Do you got a roadmap, or are you just taking it as it comes? So
as it comes, but right now, in the spirit of indie, keeping that alive. My next convention is the Independent Comics Creator Con that's coming up in Hartford, Connecticut on the 9th. It's a one-day con, but up over 100 indie creators on deck. Cool. So hopefully I get to meet a lot of these new, amazing, up-and-coming local creators. Then, of course, the C2E2 the following month. What else we got? New York is definitely on deck. San Diego, I'm unsure. That I may need help for because Uncle Sam got my ass. So it's like, all right, I may need some money to get to San Diego if I get a pass. You know what I mean? So let's see what happens there. And that's the convention circuit. On the website, just keep pounding out news. Always looking for new people. If they ever want to pitch in, you want to get your writing skills out there and and share. I'm always looking for contributors. So just hit me on the DMs. Regarding the music, just look up Big H.E.R.O.I.C Studios on our Comic Crusaders world on YouTube. You get samples, and anything you want to use, you gotta hit me up. All right.
Awesome. Hey, and what else I will say to everyone out there, definitely hit this man up for opportunities to do reviews. I mean, we've got reviews available on all sorts of different categories, to include comics. I don't do as many comic reviews as I used to because, unfortunately, I'm busy with other stuff. But Al is really helpful with that as well, and I'm always willing to help him out with different stuff. But we're always looking for new reviewers because, hey, we're all about fandom here at Comic Crusaders.
Yeah, we got it all: movies, games, music, comics. So even though it's called Comic Crusaders, we're not limited to that because this is about fandom. Because everything does fall into one place. I mean, who doesn't pick up a comic, right, and play some good music in the background, right? Or sometimes you even just play a show in the background you're familiar with it. You read something just to get into kind of a zone, right?
Well, and one of the things that I think is going to be big in coming years, I wish I could. I'm thinking about ways to try and incorporate it. Is that every writer, whether you're writing comics or you're writing novels or whatever, listens to music while they do it. And there's got to be a way to be able to get people to be able to know the playlist you listen to while you're writing certain issues or something. It's like because like I have my own playlist for when I write different stuff. It's like I would love to get that out to people. So that'd be cool.
Yeah, I have fun. I listen to my own music now when I start editing the website, and it makes me go so much faster because I'm so happy. I'm like, oh man, this came out pretty good. Some of them. I'm not bragging. I'm like, I impressed myself. Somebody even asked me, yeah, you did that? Yeah. Like, then they showed me. I'm like, yo, look, the OG file right here. I mean, look, I can show you. Day stamp, motherfucker. Damn.
Although I always feel bad when I'm writing something and I put my playlist on random. And I'm writing a character or something, and then 9 Inch Nails comes on. I'm like, well, this guy's screwed now. So
he's dead. Love it. Yeah. So let's see. I told you about that. We got, I'm gonna keep adding little uploads of music. Anybody's ever interested in using something, hit me up. We can work on out. I do want to do kind of that creative share license on YouTube. I'm trying to figure that out.
Mm-hmm. So where can people find you? Like everybody can find you, obviously, on at the Real Al Vega and
everywhere.
But where could people find, so you mentioned H.E.R.O.I.C Studios. Is that your music?
On Comic Crusaders World, right? On the playlist, you look up Big H.E.R.O.I Studios is what I call it. And I have a whole bunch of short tracks there, all mixed. I could do it all from bachata to heavy metal. I have fun with it. I am from New York and I grew up with such a diverse library of music at my side that, that I just love everything, and hopefully you guys could enjoy that.
Now, one of the other things I wanted to make sure I mentioned before we got out of here is that, I've said it 100 times. I'm going to say it 101 times now. This man wears many hats. So there are other things that are available at comiccrusaders.com that you do that I think are great value. So I'm going to give a shout out. And then if you want to plug it some more, I hope you do. Two of them that are huge, though, is the merch and also the comic book store that you do. I mean,
thank you.
Stuff. So
that's a big shout out to Lucas there. Lucas Fushina manages the store. Let me tell you, a lot of goodies there, good prices. It gets into your hands, folks. And Lucas does work hard as a customer service. So, don't you worry. Check out that. And the merch, folks, again, see, I don't ask for money. We sell the merch, and the pieces that I get of that is very minute. Again, clarity. I always tell my team, I will always be clear about things. So that is like, listen, if you guys want to wear the swag, I'll be more than happy to see other people wearing my swag. I'll be more than proud. And again, that's a little bit, but anything that does come from that, I promise you, definitely does go towards all our many domains and podcasts that that we do pay subscription. I pay for subscriptions for. You know what I mean? Because I used to try to ask for help, but now I'm in a better little spot. So I'm just doing it as much by myself as I can. If I gotta sell my collectibles, I will. You know what I mean? Comic Crusaders will always survive, and I think these guys know that I definitely work hard at that. That's what I'm saying, folks. If you're gonna do something like this, be prepared for many challenges that you're gonna have to face. If you're not technically inclined, definitely learn as much as you can about running a website. WordPress is an easy platform to use, but it's a little tricky. But if you know how to work it, and if you need someone to ask questions, I'm here. Tom Bill, you want to say, share all your secrets because only like 0.1% will ever listen anyway. So, ask me. I'm not afraid to share. I wish I had someone like me that I could ask questions. When I was trying to build up, I probably would have done a lot faster. But here I am. Comic Crusaders idea name was born 2006. The website first was born 2014. So what? This year is actually 10 years of a website in this format.
Congratulations. That's awesome, man. Mm-hmm. So, you're going to be starting Mega University, Getting classes, online classes for everybody. So
I want to listen. Anything that I gotta do, and that is actually, I always wanted to do that because I'm not afraid to share. I'm not afraid to show. I think you guys know that. Like, you have questions, I take care of it, or you want me to show you. This out. This is what you got to do.
Okay.
I knew Johnny Hughes had many issues in the past, and he's a damn support
information to help me. Like, it's like, okay, how do I market? How do I do this? How do I do that? It's like all those questions. So, I mean, giving back and stuff like that. And we were talking before about lifetime achievement. I mean, this is what we're talking about. Lifetime Achievement Indie Award, Al Mega. I'm making the nomination right now. So,
oh man, thank you. But this is my honor and my pleasure. As a kid, reading comic books was something that took me out of a space that sometimes, a kid shouldn't have been around. I'm not saying that I had a rough childhood, but Latino parents, they get loud, there's situations sometimes, right? And it was always nice that if I had something new to read, I'll go to the fire escape and kind of escape that noise. So this is why I love comic books so much, because it took me out of places sometimes, maybe this is why I'm also so imaginative, I come up with ideas on the fly with people, when I feel your energy, as we just did earlier, I mean, we gotta do fuck with the chancla fucking heel wrestler. We gotta do this.
Hey, comic books and all of this means so much to us in different ways, and that's what's cool. And I think we need more of that in space, in the online spaces.
Share what it means. Share what it means to you folks. Don't be arguing about this. I was on Nerd Bacon with Luke Stone recently. He interviewed me, asking me questions, and we got a little bit into that about these feelings that people have. Like, what are you in this for? Don't let the feelings get into anything. Put your best work out there. Don't go out there blasting anybody. It's never kosher, and sharing DMs and doing things like that. My opinion. That's only going to ruin any possible opportunities that you may have, especially if you're talented. So don't let your emotions grab a hold of you. Please, sometimes pause and think ahead.
Live and let live. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying is, I've seen a lot of talented people lose their head over silly things, and it's like, come on, I could do better. Just ignore it. I mean, you know, that's what I always tell people. I think I've told you before. You know, I even did it for you when somebody was trying to say something about a particular review. And, you know, I kind of just told them, well, I'm gonna be at this con. I don't do this. I mean, just see me, please.
Definitely. All right, everyone. Make sure that you go check out Heroic Awards. Links to everything we talked about or hashtags and everything will be down in the show notes. Go check it out. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Click like on this video. Make sure you follow The Real Almega and at Comic Crusaders on social media, please. And thank you so much for watching Noon with Nim. Go check out all of our shows on Comic Crusaders. We've got something for everybody out there. And support your indie creator, too. As I say on another show that I'm a part of, go spoon your local indie creator and give them some love. So
Wepa!
until next time, this has been Noon with Nim, everybody. Thank you so much, Al. And we are out of here.
Thank you.
Thank you. We hope you've enjoyed.